Well, good morning. It is 6 o'clock on this Friday morning. We're all smiles because the snow is gone.
Yes.
The Friday is here.
It's Friday. The weekend's upon us.
The weekend is upon us.
The only thing missing is we both need more
We're both
coffee.
out of coffee. So
Nate Anderson, if you're in the newsroom watching, I'll take another cup of Joe, please.
Well, that would be great.
Wouldn't that be nice?
And Guy's been walking around with his coffee all morning.
Smells fresh.
I got my
He's still got
coffee
it.
right here.
Is it
There it
hazelnut?
is.
Are you
Hey.
drinking the hazelnut today? What do we got?
Hazelnut, yeah.
I can smell it. It smells
Yep.
good.
Thank you, thank you. And Nate, also if you're watching, I would love some more coffee as well.
Poor Nate.
I could use some coffee. It's Friday. We made it to the end of the work week. So happy Friday to you and yours. Hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. It's going to be nice this weekend. As you can see on the 7-day forecast, sunshine in the forecast. You got temperatures a little bit cooler, but we'll be warming up into early next week. So right now we're sitting at 14. You do have some light flurries accompanied by these low-lying, areas with clouds and some fog. You picked up a little bit of some moisture. It feels like 5 on the skin, so get ready for some cooler air. So more on your weekend forecast in the 7-day coming up. Alicia?
A lot of people will be outdoors this weekend enjoying that sunshine. Thank you, Guy. Looking at the map, it's all green. This is the first time I feel like all week we've seen it look like this. Finally, a break for a lot of motorists. White-knuckled commute for the early part of the week for sure. 62 at Highway 100, there's that stalled vehicle. And again, you can check your own route, but nothing out there to slow you down as of now. And as we've been saying, no snow today, but this morning we are dealing with the impact and the effect of this week's storm.
Oh, absolutely. Both Minneapolis and St. Paul still under snow emergencies, and that means your car could still get towed. Jennifer's at the tow lot in Minneapolis, and earlier you had said one car had been towed in, so hopefully people are getting the message. Any more cars coming in this morning?
We're up to 2, Rena. We're up to 2. Of course, we don't know if those cars were towed because they were in the plow's way. Maybe they were parked somewhere else that they shouldn't have been. Who knows? But yeah, we're up to 2 this morning. Has not been a particularly busy morning. And if you're in Minneapolis, you do have a few more hours before that snow emergency begins. Day 3 of that snow emergency, 8 a.m. this morning. And this is why we have that snow emergency. I don't think we need to remind you, but in case you'd like to relive the storm that we had earlier this week, here's what those side streets looked like. Just a mess. The first priority in both Minneapolis and St. Paul was clearing the main arteries. So it did take them a little bit longer to get to the residential areas. That plowing began yesterday. It will continue today. Following the first night of snow emergencies, 120 cars were towed in St. Paul and about 170 were towed here in Minneapolis. Minneapolis Public Works is asking everyone, just please be patient.
We normally get 52 inches of snow on average in Minneapolis. We're already up to 48. And I just want everyone to know that we're doing our best and have a very dedicated staff that's working as quickly as they can.
So again, here in Minneapolis, you need to move your car by 8 a.m., just 2 more hours yet for day 3 of that snow emergency. In St. Paul, the snow emergency lasts until 9 p.m. on Sunday.
All right. Thank you, Jennifer. Appreciate it.
All right. So again, if you haven't done so yet, this is a great tool to have in the palm of your hand during really any time. It's our KARE 11 weather app. You can get weather alerts, personalized forecasts, check the live radar wherever you are. Just scan that QR code you see on your screen or search for KARE 11 WX in your app store. Today marks 2 years since rioters stormed the U.S. Capitol.
This morning, Capitol Police are ramping up security and monitoring online chatter about protests that could be happening today. Authorities say that they will have civil disturbance units on standby on the Capitol grounds and at the Supreme Court building, just in case any kind of violence breaks out. Also happening today at noon, the House of Representatives will meet again to vote on who will be the next speaker. Lawmakers have now spent almost 18 hours on the floor this week trying to elect a new leader. Here's what Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar said about the deadlock.
They just need to get their act together and get this done because there's more work that needs to be done.
California's Kevin McCarthy was expected to get the gig, but now has lost 11 votes for the job. One of the reasons, a group of 20 Republicans that refuse to back him.
A Minneapolis man has been charged in the murder of 22-year-old Alex Becker in St. Paul. Police say surveillance video pointed to Artis Kennard, who's charged with second-degree murder. Investigators found Becker shot dead outside of his parents' home after he was walking home from work last week. Kennard is in the Ramsey County Jail on a $2 million bail. Right now, people in California are cleaning up after a massive storm slammed the state. Take a look at these images. It left down trees, destroyed buildings, and left communities underwater. Now, authorities are worried about landslides there.
Yeah, Guy's here now to explain exactly what an atmospheric river is.
Yes.
I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, it's a term that kind of pops up around this time of season. And really all it is a lot of moisture coming off of the Pacific Ocean. And then sometimes that can cause the pressure to drop pretty intensely and greatly here. And that's what happened. You also have another term that kind of floats around this time of season, bomb cyclone. That's when the pressure drops 24 millibars over a 24-hour period. So all that is a giant storm here with the pressure just deepening, kind of similar to a hurricane. And that was the case. A lot of weather, a lot of hazardous weather here with mudslides. You get all of that rain just coming down at one time in Northern California with that type of environment and microclimate here. That's really not ideal. Flooding, and we've even had reports of wind gusts up to around 75, even 80 miles per hour. Now, fortunately enough, most of it has made its way a little bit further inland, so the worst of the storm kind of behind Northern California as we speak.
All right, thank you, Guy. Well, good news if you fly Delta, the airline will soon offer in-flight Wi-Fi for free. Starting February 1st, it will be available on most of its domestic flights. This is for members of the airline's free Sky Miles loyalty program. Now, if you're not a member, you can still get Wi-Fi for just $5. Right now, not available for international and smaller regional jets, but Delta says that should happen by the end of next year. A little wait on that one.
The Vikings